Thousands of Americans are banking an extra $10,000 a year without a single pay raise, a side hustle, or a minute of overtime. We are often told that wealth is a product of earning power. But for most people, the real barrier is a series of quiet, daily financial leaks that drain their accounts before they ever have the chance to invest. Modern commerce is built on a zero-friction model. Subscriptions, auto-pay, and one-click checkouts bypass cognitive filters that make us pause. This environment severs the emotional connection to our money. When payment is reduced to a swipe, the brain stops registering the loss. Simply earning more rarely solves the problem. It usually leads directly into the trap of lifestyle inflation. As income rises, the invisible leaks simply scale up to match. The $5 coffee becomes a $12 lunch. The reliable sedan becomes a luxury lease. The gap between what we earn and what we keep stays exactly the same. The true obstacle to building a five-figure cushion is a frictionless ecosystem that makes spending the path of least resistance. Reversing this trend requires a shift in engineering. You have to consciously introduce friction back into your spending while removing it entirely from your savings. Checking accounts operate on a simple psychological principle. Money that is visible and accessible feels spendable. If it stays in your primary account, it will eventually find a way out. High-volume savers solve this by automating their transfers. They remove human decision-making from the process entirely. This works only if the timing is precise. The transfer must occur the moment your paycheck hits. By moving the money before you have the chance to budget what's left over at the end of the month, you bypass the willpower requirement altogether. When savings are deducted automatically, wealth accumulation happens in the background. You learn to live on the remaining balance because that is the only number your brain perceives as available. While automation handles the inflow, you still need a defense against the modern economy's attempt to pull that money back out. One of the most effective barriers is the 24-hour rule. Any non-essential purchase over a set threshold, perhaps $50 or $100, triggers a mandatory waiting period. This pause creates an artificial obstacle. It gives the initial dopamine spike of a want time to dissipate, allowing the logical brain to reevaluate the purchase with zero emotional urgency. This strategy also requires looking past common marketing incentives. This section of the script notes that companies use cashback and rewards points specifically to lower the psychological friction of spending. Swiping a card feels effortless, but handing over physical cash creates a tangible sense of loss. Successful savers recognize that the convenience of digital payment is often just a tool to encourage higher transaction volumes. You can further exploit your own psychology through mental accounting, using separate accounts to silo your funds. When an account is labeled emergency fund or property tax, it creates a severe psychological barrier. You are far less likely to dip into a labeled account for a spontaneous dinner because your brain views that money as already spent on its intended purpose. Artificially complicating your checkout process and siloing your cash allows you to take control back from an economy designed to keep you clicking. There is a quiet reality to building wealth that rarely makes it into a viral headline. It is inherently repetitive and deeply unexciting. This lack of excitement is its greatest strength. A system that doesn't require daily inspiration or a surge of motivation is a system that can run for decades without failing. The person who automates their life can focus on their interests and family while their net worth grows passively. They avoid the constant, exhausting cycle of trying to out-earn their own impulses. Lasting financial success is the result of engineering behavior rather than attempting to maintain the exhausting effort of constant self-restraint. A $10,000 savings balance is the predictable mathematical byproduct of an environment where the default setting is set to safe. Review your own recent transactions. Which frictionless habit is currently doing the most damage to your long-term goals? Describe it in the comments, and I'll see you.